stocks holding out. But let's take it to the exclusive interview at this hour, and steel prices have rebounded smartly, and that's been the big tailwind for most steel companies, including JSPL, controlled by Naveen Jindal. So what is the outlook on steel prices? What are the deleveraging plans? And when does he plan to list the Oman business? All of those questions are answered. Here's an excerpt with Supriya Shrinate's exclusive interaction with Naveen Jindal, the chairman, JSPL.
In steel, there is a lot of demand, and we feel that we have commissioned our plant, especially at Angul in Odisha, at the right time.
On an operating level, you've turned in the black after 13 quarters, and I'm sure that must be a relief. Do you expect this tailwind? Do you expect this steel price rebound to continue? And what's your outlook on prices really?
Okay, I do feel that obviously we are showing, and not only us, but all the steel companies showing good results, because steel demand is high and prices have improved internationally. In fact, in India, prices are lower than, I would say, even international prices, and we expect this to continue, because below this level, it's not even viable for anyone to set up a steel plant. So no new steel capacities are coming up. So basically, even now worldwide, if you see, steel plant capacities are only like probably 70-75% utilized. There is a huge capacity which is idling. But now, even if the prices were to go down, we are now ready.
4,000 to 5,000 crore rupees was the target to deleverage this, at least that's what your CEO seems to be telling us at ET now. How is this going to be done? Is this all going to be asset sale? Is this also going to entail some promoter diluting stake? I don't understand that, and I think a question that the markets want to ask is that the Tamnar plant had plans to sell to JSW Energy. Is there still need to do so? Are you still going to do it, or is that perhaps under review now?
Okay, firstly, we have already, our debt at its highest level used to be 46 something crores. Now it is already down by almost 10% to 42,000 crores. So we are very proud of that fact, that we have completed our Angul project with the investment of...
And that you believe has peaked?
It has already peaked, and in the future, the banks could try hard, but we are not going to be borrowing, because we've learned our lesson. And what Shakespeare said, that neither a borrower nor a lender be. So we are going to really follow that we are not going to be borrowing, because borrowing comes at a huge cost. Because when things go wrong, they go wrong from all sides. So from our internal accruals, we have been lowering our debt. So in fact, this year also we have plans we expect very good EBITDA, and we hope to pay our debt by another 5,000 to 6,000 crores in this fiscal also. And as far as the power plant, the sale of 1,000 megawatt to JSW Energy, that is still on. We are going to ask for extension of time, because there's certain conditions precedent that we were supposed to fulfill, which we have not been able to do so. And there have not been any PPAs coming up. There's a severe crisis of coal.
So Mr. Jindal, how much more time have you sought on this sale, and is there a chance that you may review the decision altogether, because you seem to be out of the woods right now?
Sure, we may review it, and now it's not really important. So all our planning, if I'm saying that we are going to be paying our debt by 5,000 to 6,000 crores even this fiscal, we have not taken into account that with this power plant sale is going to be possible. No. Just from our own internal accruals, we will be able to do that. So if the sale happens on our terms, we will do it. If it does not happen, it's not a big deal now.
I think the other thing that the markets are very keenly awaiting, and I think the stock rally is almost 13% the day of the news, was your Oman business listing. Is that on track? By when do we see that happen? And what is the primary reason for you to list that business? Is it also targeted at deleveraging?
So basically, it's about monetizing. Oman business is doing very well. We've shown very good results. Production has increased. We produced 1.7 million tons of steel in the last fiscal, and this fiscal we will cross definitely 2 million tons. We are commissioning a second caster, which will be commissioned by July. So from August, we will be at a run rate of more than 2 lakh tons per month in Oman. So there is a lot of investor interest in Oman. So at some point we are looking at divesting a part of equity of Oman, So whether that is through an IPO, whether that is through a strategic investor, we have to look at that. So since the valuations are going to be very high, very good, so if we get the right valuation, only then we will do it.
Naveen Jindal, and the stock of JSPL is clearly gaining 7% in trade right now on bullish commentary and decent set of numbers. Jimit Modi, our friend from Samco Securities, here waiting back patiently. Good afternoon, Jimit. Thank you very much for joining us. Let me, you must be listening to the commentary of Naveen Jindal, offline. Let's get your views on metal as a pack, and the results the metal pack is throwing pretty decent on expected lines. What is your own positioning on some of these counters such as JSPL and others?
So, thank you very much, Ajay, for having me. And it was a very interesting conversation that I had a chance to listen to, and I think one of the biggest takeaways was of how old age steel and metal companies are now looking at leverage, and now almost, so to speak, are getting allergic to leverage, and want to try and stay away from that as much, and that is extremely heartening to see, because all of these companies, all of the metal companies which typically did underperform over the past decade was solely because of the extremely high cost of leverage. And I think our point of view is that it's an interesting space. The performance of those guys who have a healthy balance sheet is likely to be good. So we do believe that the likes of a JSPL or a JSW Steel will continue to outperform, and Vedanta for that matter, will continue to outperform the others in the metal pack. So from an investment standpoint, this is a cyclical play. The cycle is still playing on, but it may make a lot of merit and sense to stick to the guys who have a reasonably healthy balance sheet, and in case the tide does turn, the guys with a healthy balance sheet will actually outperform the rest of the peers.